Hi, this is the second of 3 introductory videos. In this one I'd like to go through the syllabus carefully and show some of the suggestions and policies there that might be relevant to you. So I would suggest that you pause the video and open the syllabus electronic copy from Blackboard, and if you prefer to print out a hard copy, that would be fine as well. So now I'm assuming that you're looking at the syllabus. Discussion then of some of the relevant points. There's a description of the class, which I've already talked about in the previous video a bit. Prerequisite, satisfaction of the mathematics preparatory requirement. This is a standard requirement at IWU. It should appear on your degree audit as being satisfied via SAT score or taking an introductory algebra course at IWU. Basically what we're looking for is the ability to do algebra with linear equations. So for example, here are 2 linear equations and 2 unknowns, and I'm pretty much going to assume that you would be able to solve these 2 equations for x and y. When we get to the place where we'll need it, I will do a little review, but it'd be my expectation that that would very much be review for you, that you wouldn't be learning it for the first time. And this content would come in a high school Algebra 1 course or in our MAT-101 introductory algebra course here at IWU. Here are the overall learning outcomes for the class. The first 3 are content specific and apply to some of the major topics of the course. Optimization is a big topic in mathematics in many situations in life. The user of mathematics wants to achieve the best possible results in some sense, and there are mathematical ways of helping do that. Statistics is a huge part of life. Reading about journal articles and newspaper articles and hearing newscasts on radio and TV frequently referencing statistics, so some idea of how to decipher and apply what's being said. The computers, usage of mathematics and the internet in particular is important in today's world, and so we'll do a unit on how computers use binary mathematics to communicate with each other and with humans. Then the last 2 learning outcomes are more general. One is that we want you to leave this class with the ability to use a spreadsheet such as Excel, and also the ability to write about mathematics. And so there will be group projects with formal written reports required. Again, the textbook is definitely required, but the hardcover or softcover or electronic version would all be fine. It must be the 9th edition, however. And I don't know why this keeps coming up. There is an option for a website here. I won't refer to that too much, but feel free to go out there and look at what's there. I think there are some applets illustrating some of the topics we'll be discussing in the class, and if it's helpful to you, well, there's where it's at, and feel free to use it. Very helpful for you, necessary for you actually, to have a calculator for the course. I suggest a graphing calculator if possible, not so much that we'll use the graphical features and high-powered features, but the ability to verify the functions and symbolism that you've entered and check for errors is what's important here. So for example, if I want to add these 2 numbers and add these 2 numbers and then do the division in a graphing calculator, you can see what you have entered and know that you've made a typing mistake if you have. In another kind of calculator where you're only getting 1 line of display and only able to see one thing, you may have punched something in your calculator wrong and would not know it. So you will need access to Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel on your computer, or something equivalent to that, just as long as it saves in Microsoft compatible format. Another spreadsheet and word processor should be okay. You will need a scanner of some type for the course. So for the most part you'll be doing homework on paper and then scanning that in and emailing it, or rather posting to Blackboard, generally posting to Blackboard, and then it will be graded by myself or an undergraduate grader. What we're trying to avoid is homework being scanned and coming in a variety of formats that are difficult for us to load. So don't show this again. So PDF is perhaps the best, but not all scanners have the capability to do that. Quite often scanned images will come in as JPEGs, for example, and so the ability to copy and paste those scanned images into a Word document, a single Word document. The most important thing is that you're able to put all of your pages into one single document in Word or PDF. And if you have questions about that, they're probably specific to your own computer, and I'd be glad to work with you one-on-one on how to do that. Skype may be useful, both for your group projects and communicating with me. On down here, here is my Skype name. I normally don't have Skype turned on my computer, so you'd have to let me know ahead of time that you want to have a Skype chat, but that is an option. So ways to connect with me: email is probably the best, and I'm on the computer a lot and checking email, so feel free to use that as much as you'd like. Here are some phone numbers that you should be able to reach me at least one of them, and a fax number if for some reason faxing your homework is easier than scanning and emailing. That option is available. You're probably not on campus, but if you are, my office is in Center Hall, and feel free to stop by. And of course the Blackboard site is available. You see two instructors. I'll be the instructor for most of the course, but I'm actually going out of the country in late May and early June, and so Dr. Bob Mallison will be taking over the class for a few weeks while I am gone, and we hope to make that a fairly seamless transition for you. But here is his contact information. Later on we'll be posting an introductory video for him. The next page is some advice on success in math classes in general, and this one in particular. What I have done is taken scripture out of context, basically, so taking the words of Moses and Solomon and so on and making them say things that they probably never intended, but I still think it's good advice and interesting to do. So in a nutshell, what I'm saying in these are, number one, feel free to ask questions. There will be a number of opportunities to do that. You can email me directly, of course, and also on Blackboard there will be some sessions set up where you're able to communicate in a forum, both with me and with each other. Skyping and phone calls are also welcome. The syllabus later on has a schedule, and so you can see what is coming up. This may be more relevant for an in-class version than an online version of the course, but learning studies show that learning as much of the material as you can before it's presented will increase your learning. And by the way, though we won't have formal class sessions, I am planning to record content videos and post them on YouTube, and links to those from Blackboard. So the first topic will be on Euler circuits, for example, and very shortly there will be a 45-50 minute video posted, which would be the lecture that I would give if the course were offered here on campus, and you're welcome to use those as much or as little as you like. I'd suggest that you try viewing the first couple, and then if you find them helpful, you can keep going with it. The third is just suggesting that you work on this class relatively frequently and at a steady pace rather than trying to cram. Mathematics shares a characteristic with foreign language that there's some digestion time needed, and so being able to give yourself plenty of time is very helpful. If you learn things quickly, you tend to forget them quickly. Number 4 is saying attempt to become part of the class community. So again, more difficult in an online setting than in class, but there will be opportunities on Blackboard forums and so on for you to interact with classmates, and I really would encourage you to do that. Helpful for you to just share camaraderie, but also to get some feedback. So the best way to learn something is probably to teach other people, and as you start explaining something to somebody, you realize, or they tell you, that that wasn't clear at all, and then you know that there's some learning yourself that you have to go back and do. Number 5 is just saying on your group projects, please be respectful of each other. You come from different backgrounds with different strengths and weaknesses, and we're all of equal value, and don't anticipate any problems in that regard. Number 6 is saying the responsibility to get help is yours. If you're struggling in the class, I may know, but it's really your job to come to me rather than vice versa. And number 7 is saying make sure that your life is balanced and you have time for the important spiritual parts of life. Let's talk about the course activities and then how they'll be graded. First of all, important note right there at the beginning that late work will not be accepted. What you'll do is submit work on Blackboard, and the link to do so will go inactive at the due date that will be pre-specified. And so after that, you would have to submit work directly to me, and I don't plan to take it unless there are really extenuating circumstances. So for example, if you get mono or something like that, well, that's something that we could talk about. But if you're just busy that day and slip a deadline, that's your responsibility. If you know that you have to be gone and something is due that day, then submit work early. Early work is always acceptable. So the components of the course that will contribute to your grade are as follows. Module summaries. The course will have 5 modules, as you'll see when the Blackboard site is set up later tonight or early tomorrow morning. And after each of these, I'm going to ask that you write a short paper, 3 pages, illustrating what the big picture of this content is. So much of the information you can get from the textbook, and then you also have to go out and search the internet for some additional information and do a write-up about what really is this topic about, who would use it, in what situations, and so on. Trying to help you discover why the topics that have been put in the course really are there. Homework will be an important part of the course. We'll talk more about it at the schedule page later in the syllabus. But again, what I have in mind is that you would do it on paper and then scan and upload to Blackboard. You are more than welcome to work together on homework. Simply copying somebody else's work is not working together, but if you start together from the beginning and want to collaborate on homework, that's absolutely fine. All the homeworks will be worth the same amount of points, and then at the end I'll drop your lowest score because we all have emergencies, and that's my way of compensating. And then homework will be graded as shown, partly on completion and then partly on correctness. Rarely will the entire assignment be graded. What we'll do is the undergraduate grader or myself is randomly choose some problems to be graded, and of course you don't get to know which problems will be chosen. Group projects will be required. There will be 4 or 5 of those, 5 I believe, and you'll be assigned a group for the first project or 2, and then after that we'll talk about whether you want to form your own groups or have me continue to assign them. The tests will be taken on Blackboard electronically. So what will happen on test day is that at a certain time, we'll talk about it as we get closer, probably at midnight on a test day, the test will go live on Blackboard, and then you will have 24 hours to begin the test. Once you open the test, a timer will start and you'll have 90 minutes to complete the test, and when the 90 minutes are up, your version of the test will close, and that's what will be submitted for you. Notice that tests are open book and open notes, but 90 minutes may go faster than what you think, and so preparing for the tests is going to be essential. If you miss a test, that's bad, and you'll have to talk to me about the reason, and unless it's a pretty good reason, the answer will be that that's your responsibility. Again, if you know that you have to be gone out of town or something, away from the computer on a test day, talk to me ahead of time and we can set something else up. There will be 5 modules, as I said, and so the first test will be over the first module, and then test 2 over the second and third modules, and test 3 over the fourth and fifth modules. There will be a final exam then, also administered on Blackboard, and you'll get 2 hours to do that anytime within the 24-hour window on the date of the final exam. Then all of those components will come together with this weighting, and so that then will be compared to a traditional grading scale, and course grades will be based on that. Please read the syllabus, even the parts, especially the parts perhaps that I'm skipping over. Read, for example, what IWU's policy is on academic honesty. Make sure that you're prepared to live with that. Disabilities, if there is an issue with you that you need extended testing time, for example, let me know and I can set something up on Blackboard or possibly in conjunction with the Center for Student Success. Check your email. I check mine, and so you should check yours every day. Next page on the syllabus is a topics outline, the 5 modules listed, and then some of the subtopics within each of those. We'll talk more about those as the course goes along. And then here's an extremely important couple of pages. So these are the assignments for the course, along with their due dates. First of all, note that the homework assignments are displayed here. For example, Chapter 1 homework, and then a set of problem numbers. These numbers refer to the exercises, not the skills check. At the end of each chapter in the book, there are both. First come the skills check problems, then the exercise problems. And I'm always, in every case, talking about the exercise problems. So make sure you get started on the right set. Now, as far as things that are being assigned, the reading is listed on the day that I would suggest that you do it. And so May the 1st, suggestion that you read the first 2 sections of the first chapter of the book, and on Friday then the 3rd and 4th sections. Now I have the course set up as if it were a Monday, Wednesday, Friday traditional course on campus. You don't have to do the reading on the day that I say. You could do it on Tuesday, Thursday, for example. But to help pace yourself, I've set it up as if it were a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then down below are due dates for assignments. So tomorrow will be due a student information form. That'll be posted on Blackboard shortly, and that simply consists of going out and filling out your information and uploading it to Blackboard. Then on Friday, an introductory homework, and then next Wednesday, May the 8th, the first set of homework is due. This is going to be a very long assignment if you wait until the night before that it's due, and so this is over Chapter 1 material. You see that's being assigned to be read this week, and so suggestion that as you read this you start thinking about the homework, and then sometime over the weekend and early in this week you would be finishing up the homework so that you're ready to submit it no later than May the 8th. And whenever you finish, you can submit early if you would like. So then you see things coming through here. Here's an example of a group project. First one due May the 17th. The Module 1 summary over chapters 1, 2, and 3 in the textbook. And Module 1 summary due here. So by the week before that, actually, you'll have read all of the material and have done homework on it before the summary is due. Okay, so test days listed on the syllabus, and date of the final exam, which is the last day of the course on August the 2nd. So again, the reading assignments are being given on the day that I suggest you do them, and homework assignments, summary assignments, and so on are listed on the syllabus on the day that they are due. and again, suggestion that you begin them well in advance. Finally, the last couple of pages are some philosophical comments about what IWU is expecting you to get out of your coursework in general and math classes in specific. I believe that's what I have to say about the syllabus. So shortly another video will be posted guiding you through the navigating the website. Thanks.